We have someone who was present yesterday at these rallies, who also allegedly received a call from former DP Gachagua warning him about the planned violence. Yeah, let me call it that. Allegedly. We'll verify if indeed this did happen. Senator Joe Nyutu is in studio with us. He'll be talking to us about the gunification of Kenyan politics, the Kalou by-election, the dog whistles, if any are being sent, and what Interior should be doing, what opposition should be doing, what government should be doing, and what the people should be doing. Good morning, Senator Nyutu.
Good morning.
It's good to have you in studio.
Good to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah,
sorry, I came in late. The road is just bad. I actually had to use a motorbike to be here in time.
We appreciate the effort, asante.
Ubabaridi.
Inaenda inakupeleka mtaratara lakini umefika and we're grateful. Let's begin with the quote of the day. Falaris will share it with you. You know the drill. If you agree, disagree, you can let us know.
Absolutely. Karibu sana. Today's quote is courtesy of a Nigerian novelist, Ben Okri, and the quote reads, "Responsibility is active and vigilant. Actions become character and character becomes destiny. The moment you see something is wrong, you have a responsibility." How does that speak to you?
Thank you. And I think I totally agree with that particular statement. That if you are responsible, then you have to be active. Active in the sense that you will not just see something go wrong and, keep mum. That you are supposed to be active. If it is wrong, you condemn it. And if you can, then you correct the particular person that is doing it the wrong way. So you have to be active in that manner, in my understanding. Yeah.
Very well said, Joe.
Thank you.
It's good that, you see it this way. You're involved in the DCP campaigns for Kalou by-election, campaigning for the DCP candidates.
Yes.
And so I assume that I've seen some clips of you on the ground.
Yeah.
This particular incident that happened yesterday to the Linda Mwananchi group, there's an allegation that you had been told to warn your governor about it. Is it true?
Yes, it's true, Latif, that my party leader, His Excellency Gachagua, called me. Told me that he had received information that Governor Kang'ata and the Linda Mwananchi Brigade were planning to go and campaign for a candidate in Kalou yesterday. And he told me to just inform my governor that according to the information and intelligence that he had, that it had been planned that violence would be perpetrated by government with the sole objective of giving the IEBC chair a reason to cancel the Kalou by-election. And so my party leader asked me to ask my governor to avoid that meeting because there was a possibility that violence, like I've said, would be perpetrated and could even end up in, loss of life or something like that. And he told me, just tell your governor that I am the party leader of DCP. I have a candidate, and I've not been to Kalou to campaign for him because of the intelligence reports that I continue receiving that violence is being organized. And so tell him to avoid that particular rally in the interest of national security, his own security, the security of the people of Kalou, and in the interest of seeing to it that the by-election happens as planned on the 16th of July, this coming Thursday. So it is true, Latif, that yes, I had been sent to my governor.
Did you speak to him? Your governor?
Yes, I talked to him, and he told me he was going to consult and get back to me. But as of yesterday, he had not gotten back to me, but I had already passed the message to him. And my party leader also, in a presser that he did, I think on, was it Thursday?
Thursday
no, on Friday. On Friday, told him as much to maybe hold this rally elsewhere not in all Kalou.
Okay, there are two things. The Friday press conference, which we shall get into,
Yes.
the message from Rigathi Gachagua to Irungu Kang'ata was different. It was not about violence. It was about msilete kiherehere yenu.
Yeah, all Kalou.
Msilete kiherehere yenu all Kalou.
Yeah.
You know, which we can get into a bit later, but it'll be tied into this. When your party leader called you yesterday, did he tell you in what form this violence was going to come? Who's organizing the violence? I mean, did you ask him, give me a bit more detail about this intelligence that you have, so that I can pass on proper information to...
That's a good question, Latif. But when somebody is your boss, you don't, and when you are sent as an emissary, you just, deliver the information or the message that you have been given to deliver. And so I did not seek for details, but because I got it, and having watched, the statement, having seen the statement that the IBC chair had given, that if violence, happened in all Kalou, that he could be forced with his commission to call off or to stop the by-election. Then, of course, when I was told that the violence was being perpetrated with the intent of having the by-election cancelled, then I did not need more details. And so, I connected it to the statement that the IBC chair had made. And of course, then I could see where the script of, sponsoring violence was coming in, because, of course, UDA has panicked that they are losing this particular by-election. And the best way to save their face would be, one, maybe to have the by-election cancelled altogether, or have it postponed to a later date, maybe to give them some latitude in their thinking to be able to maybe see whether they could still be able to persuade the people of all Kalou.
Is there a reason why your party leader did not call Kang'ata directly, that he had to relay the message through you?
Well, being Africans, sometimes you would rather have a message delivered traditionally by somebody else. If you allow me to use this example, I'm told in the olden days, at a time, a young man impregnated, a girl in the village, the 3 men would be sent to go to the parents of the young man to report this particular incident. So it's a traditional way.
But these are not young men in the village.
Exactly.
For sure, the former deputy president has Irungu Kang'ata's number.
He does.
Yeah. We're not young men in the village.
It paints a very there's a lot to be read in the rhetoric we've been seeing since Friday, and I'll tie it to something that you said at the start, that Linda Mwananchi were going to campaign for a candidate. You didn't specify what candidate, and I'll also tie it to something that Rigathi said on Friday to the Linda Mwananchi faction, which is, if you want to come to Kalou, you want to campaign either for the UDA candidate or the other candidates, but as guys as DCP, we are okay. Where is this aimed at? Because we're reading this as a bit more, there's something that's clearly not coming out.
Thank you, but also allow me, Mariam, to maybe expound on the example that I had given. The 3 men that were sent were not sent to the young man, but to the father. They were to report to the father. So, in spite of the fact that the father, the girl's father, is a man, and the boy's father is a man, but there was need for an emissary or emissaries. So it is not communication between old people and young people. It is between 2 grown-ups. But then, because of the way traditionally you would want this message delivered by somebody else, it could carry more weight. But going back to the question on how the message was initially, delivered, that if you're campaigning, then campaign for maybe another candidate, a different candidate. But if you are going to campaign for a candidate, my party leader said that the campaign that DCP has been holding in all Kalou is a very localized thing, and I think those are the words that he used. That he said that Kang'ata may not be very well versed with the issues around the by-election in Kalou, because he has not been there. He has not met the candidate, according to my party leader. And I also know that he has not met the candidate.
Which candidate?
The DCP candidate.
Okay.
That, my party leader said, Kang'ata does not understand the issues, does not understand the candidate. He has not met the candidate. He's coming in late. Because, as per the electoral laws, I mean, the campaign is to end by the end of the day today, and Irungu Kang'ata and Linda Wananchi were to go there yesterday, just one day before the end of the campaign period. And so my party leader felt that time that it was a little misplaced, and maybe that it maybe would have interfered with the way we have carried out the campaigns, because we have localized it.
Was Linda Wananchi campaigning for a DCP candidate?
They had indicated, yes, that they were going to come.
When they were there yesterday, were they campaigning for the DCP candidate?
No, actually, they did not go to Kalou. They went to Nyahururu town, which is actually in Laikipia County. So I think they changed their plan, and they actually just held a rally yesterday. It was not going to be a campaign for a candidate.
Kaleba Misi, who is in Linda Wananchi, has been in Kalou campaigning for a candidate who is not a DCP candidate.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
So we'll take a break and come back on this and just seek to understand, was the intention of the Linda Wananchi group to campaign for DCP, or are they campaigning for any other candidate? There are 7 candidates in the by-election, right? And is it okay for them to go and campaign for any other candidate in the eyes of Gachagua and DCP? But let's take a break. Joe Nyutu is the senator for Murang'a County. He has been one of the leaders of the campaign in Kalou, which is not in Murang'a. And we are having this conversation with him. The violence that we have witnessed in Kalou, but also just the dishing of goodies and the conduct of the various political camps in this particular campaign. We'll be back shortly.
Good morning. I'm Murangiri Mujeska from Kieni North Ronyejes constituency. I want to fix the nation by asking the youth to rise up. We have seen in the incoming by-election, we have not seen giving a direction on the person which they expect to lead, or even by contesting as youth, or by seeing major parties supporting youths in these by-elections. So this one is a wake-up call for the youth that we have to re-strategize, organize, so that we can be able to be counted in the coming election, that is 2027. Time is now. Nedim.
Murangiri, thank you so much. That's a wonderful What's Up Nation video. And you're absolutely right. If we're saying young people in 2027, and we're in July of 2026, and we're not seeing some level of organization even within by-elections, then we have to be very careful how we tread the next coming year. And of course, your What's Up Nation video is a very good reminder that we need to start organizing now. We need to be vigilant. We need to do our work, and we need to organize. Our What's Up Nation number, 0769 590 762. That's 0769 590 762. And we have someone in studio who can tell us if their candidate is a young man or not. Kama Sami Kamau is a representative of the youth of Kalou in just a minute. We're in studio with Senator Joe Nyutu. But let's look at some of the feedback coming through on YouTube.
Yeah. Jenga Jogo says, Joe Nyutu, trying to justify why he delivered a message and not Gachagua himself, insinuate that Gachagua is already belittling others. Nuru, when Joe Nyutu stammers, then no, he's not truthful. Under normal circumstances, Joe Nyutu is fluent. Jenga is back. Can Nyutu tell us how many members DCP has? Because I don't like how Gachagua talks as if he owns all of us. Some of us don't even buy his ideology. He should stop gatekeeping, especially Mount Kenya. Charles Appeal, the Kalou violence against Kang'ata, read together with Gachagua's Stop Kiherehere rhetoric, signals a deepening culture of political intolerance and elite insensitivity to democratic norms. Konkeno says they are all singing the same song at this rate. Why are they all fighting for the same prize? Where are the policies, etc.? This just shows that they are not leaders, the leaders that we want. Ask Jeremy, ask Nyutu, why are many Mulima leaders unreachable on calls? Nairobi, is Kalou a protectorate of a specific party that one needs to seek permission or safe passage to campaign there? This is not what the Constitution envisioned and goes against the multi-party democracy. Steve Okech, Gachagua was under the illusion that he's in control of the masses until he spoke against Linda Mwananchi. They had to damage control afterwards. And many other comments are coming in as we continue this conversation. Which one do you want to respond to?
Thank you. I don't know whether I stammered at any particular point in delivering my message, but it is a democratic right of the viewer and listener to maybe observe that I've stammered. But I think I delivered whatever was in my mind in a good flow as per me, and so somebody has said, is all Kalou, has asked, is all Kalou, a preserve of any a protectorate or something like that. But I think I want to remind that particular viewer or listener that Rigathi Gachagua said, and it is on record, he said, if Linda Mwananchi is coming to campaign in all Kalou, they are welcome. They can campaign for the UDA candidate, and I think I'm quoting him verbatim, or the Jubilee candidate, or any other candidate for that matter. But for the DCP candidate, our campaign is local. Linda Mwananchi, led by Governor Kang'ata, have not met this particular our candidate, DCP. And so the issue of whether all Kalou is a protectorate does not arise, because Rigathi Gachagua did not tell Kang'ata and Linda Mwananchi not to come to all Kalou. He only said, if you're coming there, campaign for other candidates, not the DCP candidate.
But then, let me just ask it frankly. Who is Rigathi Gachagua to welcome or not welcome someone to Nyandarua and to all Kalou specifically?
I think
no office, si nyumbani kwake.
I think, Mariam, is the same thing that I've said. I mean, he has a candidate. Rigathi Gachagua is a party leader of DCP. And that's why he said, if you are coming to Kalou, you are welcome. Meaning, we cannot, prevent you from coming there. Because, of course, you have liberty as a Kenyan to go anywhere. You associate the way you want. But for our candidate in DCP, our DCP candidate, please don't come and campaign for him. Our campaign has been carried out in a different way, in a localized manner. And the issues that are there, we have been able to grasp what the issues are, and you people have not been there. You may not know the issues, so you can campaign for somebody else, another candidate. But
why did he feel the need to tell him that? Had the Linda Mwananchi group reached out to DCP saying they'd like to come and campaign for the DCP candidate?
Yes, they had.
Who did?
They had indicated that they were going to campaign for the DCP candidate.
Who did?
But sometimes, Latif, some of this communication may not be very formal. Sometimes we call one another. I think but there are calls that were made to the leaders on the ground, the people who are leading our team in all Kalou, Senator Medhu and Honorable Njiko Moher. I think somebody called one of them, asked them, which are the towns, with the many people on a Sunday. Then they were told as to which towns. They were told which towns they are, and they indicated they wanted to come and campaign for us. And that's where it was started.
So they engaged the local campaign team before. Going.
Yes, not very formally, but they actually indicated they were coming.
That they would like
not engaging them, because a formal engagement should have involved, in my view, a sit down somewhere for a briefing on the issues, on the approach that we have been using, now that they are coming in late, so that then they could be looped in a formal way, having been briefed appropriately. But now, they just indicated they were coming.
Was that expressed to them?
Sorry?
Was that, because I'm just going with this,
Yes.
Senator. Somebody from Linda Mwananchi calls either Wanjiko or Medu.
Yes.
And they say, we'd like to come on a Sunday.
Yes.
Which towns would have more people?
Yes.
Okay? Because we'd like to come and join you in your campaigns.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Then I'd expect that the feedback could be these and these and these towns, like you're saying, these and these and these towns have more people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then the next obvious thing would be, but let's meet first so we can agree, we can arrange how to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're saying that one answer was given, but the follow-up was not given. They immediately called the boss and said, watu wana threaten kukuja.
Wanataka kukuja.
I mean, it doesn't follow logic.
What happened, Latif, was after the calls that were made, then the callers did not engage further. What was seen were online posters now announcing that they were going to come to Kalou.
Kalou.
So there wasn't any consultations, any further consultations.
Okay.
Actually, they called to just ask which towns
Na wakazima simu.
we want to come. No, ideally, if you call me, tell me you want to come and assist me, then I would expect you to maybe call me back and tell me exactly what time you want to come, how many you will be, so that we can plan. But when you just call me and you don't call me again, then I see you, making, announcements on social media that you are coming without any further reference to me. Then, I mean, why would I call
Then you
So-
sense improper motive.
Yes.
And that's why the party leader now came out, because the words the party leader used were quite strong.
Yeah.
We're going to play them just so that we can hear what the party leader said in his press conference, cautioning Irungu Kang'ata from this campaign. Listen.
The whole Kalou by-election for DCP is a local affair. We have left it to Senator Methu and Jiko Muhea and the local people to do their politics. And I want to tell my brother Irungu Kang'ata, I heard him saying that he wants to come with the Damonanchi to Kalou. We don't need you there for DCP unless you are coming to campaign for another party. If you want to come and campaign for UDA, please go ahead. If you want to come and campaign for Jubilee, go ahead. Or any other party. But DCP, ours is a local campaign. We don't want confusion in Kalou. The campaign has gone on for 3 months. Irungu Kang'ata has never been Kalou. He does not understand Kalou. He doesn't understand the issues. He doesn't understand the narrative. She cannot come and bring Leader Mwananchi there to campaign the last day without knowing what the issues are and how the campaign is being done. That campaign has been going on for 2 months, led by Senator John Methu and others. You have not even talked to John Methu. How do you say you are coming to campaign for a candidate? You don't even know him. You have never seen him. You don't know the area. You don't know what is happening. For DCP, we have a local campaign. Even the principals of the United Alternative Government have requested them to let the people of Kalou do their own campaign. It's a local campaign with the local issues, and we would like it to remain that way. That is what I have told Senator Muraga to tell Irungu Kang'ata asilete kierere Kalou.
So message on Friday is tell your governor asilete kiherehere. Message on Sunday is tell your governor atapigwa.
I don't know why it is being interpreted in that manner. When you say that, when Rigathi Gachagua said that the campaign in all Kalou is a local matter for us, that you do not understand the issues. The issues included security. The local issues included security. The issues included the plan by government or by UDA to have violence, visited on the people of all Kalou. Like I started by saying, to cause IEBC or to give enough reason to IEBC to cancel the by-election. So those were the issues that Rigathi Gachagua was saying that Kang'ata and his Linda Mwananchi GRU team did not understand. Because you must agree with me that my party leader did not list the issues. He said there were local issues. And security was one of the issues that my party leader was referring to. In fact, he called me before that particular presser and told me about the security concerns and the plans that UDA, and you know the UDA is the governing party, was planning to visit violence, like I've said, on the people of all Kalou for IEBC to get enough reason to cancel the by-election. And so it is not like the matter or the issue of security was invented yesterday. It was there. Only that my party leader did not list the issues. Security was the top issue in this particular matter.
Did DCP have any meeting or gathering yesterday in Ol Kalou?
Yes, we had several, rallies. We had one at a place called Wakiongo. We had one at a place called Makara. And there's another one that I did not attend in a different place. Yes, we had rallies
at any of those events.
There were no security issues at any particular at any of those particular events. Okay. But the plan was, and which, of course, flopped. The plan was, Rigathi Gachagua was to be in a place called Gorika, and that is where now violence had been planned to happen. So, but when he gathered intelligence that they were going to, of course, perpetrate violence and injure women and children and other innocent people, then Rigathi Gachagua decided not to go for that particular function. Remember, Rigathi Gachagua also had a media engagement yesterday on a local TV station, which he was supposed to be aired actually in Kalou, but plans had to change, and it was aired now back in Wamunyoro because of the intelligence that we keep receiving.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll get back to this intelligence gathering, how this intelligence is gathered, how it's disseminated, where it goes after the fact, all of that. But there's an accusation from Oscar Sudi from his Facebook page towards your party leader. His post says, verbatim, Rigathi Gachagua, even if you want to dominate Murima, please do not go down this path. And there's a picture there of a car with several bullet holes. I think I count 5. He says, Governor Irungu Kang'ata is your brother. Attempting to take his life for public sympathy is barbaric. You are power hungry. He is accusing Rigathi Gachagua of being behind the violence and the attack on Linda Mwananchi yesterday. And if you thread with Sudi, you would probably think from Usileta Kiherehere to the warning
to
the violence.
I went to Kipchumba.
Yeah, I actually studied with Kipchumba. The signs of bigotry, tribalism, and all this kind of thing. And then into what Sudi is also saying as well. I mean, how do you respond to this?
Mariam, Latif, I am not very comfortable discussing comments by Oscar Sudi because I respect him as the member for Kapsaret. But I think I have issues with the way he comprehends issues. I'm not very sure about his academic qualifications. I'm not very sure about his sobriety, and so I generally don't like commenting about Oscar Sudi. I think, without blowing my own trumpet, I think intellectually, I think I'm above that. But because there's an issue that you are raising, let me maybe comment on it. And I think Latif had said that when I joined you here, that if you know that Rigathi Gachagua, if the claim that Oscar Sudi is now making, that Rigathi Gachagua is the one who planned the attack and even the shooting of Governor Kang'ata's driver, mean, why not take action against him? Why don't you arrest, first of all, the man who pulled the trigger? You know? Because we have a government. We have NIS. Why don't you arrest that particular person? Why don't you, how Oscar Sudi is very close to the president, very close to Kipchumba Murkomen. In fact, I saw him boasting somewhere in Ukambani, they're listing the people who had sent him with contributions. And President Ruto was one of them. Kipchumba Murkomen was another one. Why? So he's in government. Why would government lament alongside the rest of us? Why have they not taken action if they have evidence? Because they have the agencies to collect evidence. Why have they, first of all, if it was Rigathi Gachagua's gunman, he would have been arrested by now. Why don't you take the perpetrators to court? How can you keep lamenting, saying that it is, it's nauseating, to say the least?
Nyutu, the same would be said for yourself and your party leader with the allegations that you keep throwing out, saying that you have intel. Why not go to the investigating authorities and provide this intel and let them do their job?
We have done that, Felaris. Remember, Rigathi Gachagua has visited, alongside other principals in the opposition, they have visited even the IG's office. And that is something that was widely reported. When Senator Medhu and I, alongside other leaders, were attacked last year in a place in my own county, in Kigumu constituency, a place called Gonda, where our vehicles were actually, we were short and everything was there. We reported to IPOA and statements were, we actually took the vehicles that were damaged there. Nothing has been done. So, Felaris, when you are in government and you are lamenting, it cannot be allowed because you are the one in control. You are the one who has been charged with the responsibility of protecting every other Kenyan. In the opposition, we can lament because, yes, we have reported, remember the Witima attack. The police officers that perpetrated that particular violence they were named. Their contacts, nothing has been done to date. So for us, we can lament because we are reporting, we have no power, we don't control any particular agency, but government cannot lament. Your child cannot cry that they have not had a meal, and you're also lamenting while actually you have your granaries full. Then you are also lamenting, saying, now, you just want to get hungry. You have the ability.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But also, the child must keep crying. When the child is hungry, child must keep crying. Basically, today's quote, when you see something happening, then you have a responsibility. Do not stop reporting. You reported the Muranga attack, report the Wetima attack, report this particular intelligence, keep reporting. Let there be record that shows I played my part. You didn't play yours. Let's take a break. Senator Joe Nyutu is our guest for this morning. In the next half hour, we'll also now get into understanding the politics and what's been happening in Kalou. So many things being dished out, so many promises being made. What do they read of that? Is that interference or is it not? We'll be back shortly. It's 8 a.m. Other news fix, former Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria is defending the united opposition against claims of orchestrated violence during the Linda Mwananchi rally in Nyahururu. Aye?
I know.
Aye? He made the remarks in a statement shared on his social media pages, Fungueyo, dismissing allegations linking the opposition to the chaos, saying there was no evidence to support the claims. Kuria called for investigations to establish those responsible instead of assigning blame prematurely. The former CS is currently leading campaigns for UDA candidate Samuel Mushina in the Kalou by-election.
Yeah.
Right.
He tweeted last night at 11:09 p.m. saying, I can confirm that the violence against Linda Mwananchi in Nyahururu was not planned by the opposition. The truth shall set us free. That's the verified account. I've even double-checked. Yeah. Yep.
So what is he saying?
Anasema.
And before that, he had said, I fully welcome Linda Monanchi to Nyahururu today. I have called my brother, Governor Kang'ata, to express solidarity. We must guard and protect our democratic space and avoid monolithic dictatorship. To Governor Kang'ata, as I told you on phone, there are 3 things Rigathi Gachagua fears more than the devil. 1, any alternative leader from Mount Kenya. 2, any leader younger than him. Wow. 3, any emerging leader from Murang'a, ask Ndindi Nyoro. Because Kiambu and Nyeri have already produced presidents. Soldier on, brother.
Okay.
You know,
So he's basically leading towards something.
There's a quote I once read somewhere that the black and white keys on a piano have to work together in harmony. Maybe here we are working in harmony. We're back in conversation with Murang'a Senator Joe Nyutu, and Moses Kuria is a very good place to start as we get into the politics of Ol Kalou and allegations of voter bribery. I'm going to read Moses Kuria's own words. And this is again in regard to the allegations. You say we are spending 1 billion in Ol Kalou. You are wrong. It's actually over 10 billion. Then he went on to list Nyandarua University construction, 150 plus kilometers and road rehab, Idhagani, Nyaituga, that tamaking of that road, thousands of title deeds, electricity expansion, affordable housing, water projects, dairy revitalization, lake
Bolosat.
that one. Development, market upgrades, LPG program, and the revived Gilgil Ol Kalou Nyahururu Railway, which has been dormant for 50 years. Officials confirmed on ground include Moses Kuria, number of PSs there, and CSs, and reports confirm project launches have been frequently attended by UDA candidate Mushina Nyaga. Now, we are seeing money being thrown. And is it development or bribery? Because the justification that's coming from government quarters is that this is development that is just now getting to Ol Kalou people.
Thank you, Felaris. And allow me to just take you back a little on the report that an Afghan national was arrested, taken to court, due process followed, and now is being extradited to the US to face charges.
Yeah.
That tells you that we have a very good INIS. That if they want to tell you today, as we speak, NIS knows who actually shot Governor Kang'ata's driver. But because there is political interference, they will not name him. They will not arrest him. Remember, and Latif has referred to this, remember there is a time here that Abdullah Öcalan was arrested here in Kenya. And for you to get to know, many Kenyans did not even know that there was somebody like Abdullah Öcalan. We got to know whom he was after he was arrested. For you to get to know where that type of a person is, it's because we have a very professional and qualified NIS. So this issue of saying that Rigathi Gachagua is perpetrating violence and they are not arresting anybody, I mean, is hot air. They are playing politics, and you would expect politics to be played by politicians. Now, talking about Moses Kuria, he says that, of course, he knows that the Linda Monanchi brigade were not, they were not attacked by the opposition. Moses Kuria knows the truth, but Moses Kuria has a beef with the Rigathi Gachagua. I don't know why. Because you see now he's saying, Soja on, Governor Kang'ata who has disowned the UDA. I think I would want to ask my governor to be very careful when dealing with Moses Kuria. I have a senator friend of mine who tells me that if you get born again, and you find whoever is clapping for you is the devil, then you should get very worried. I mean, I think if I were Kang'ata, he's more experienced politically than I am, of course, but I would be very careful. Because when somebody like Moses Kuria, starts showing solidarity with you, and we know where Moses Kuria belongs and what he's doing, He's the chief perpetrator. He's the chief organizer and advisor on violence against the people of Mount Kenya. And then he's seen to be supporting Governor Kang'ata. Then I think he will paint Governor Kang'ata in a light that maybe he may not want. And so I think I want to ask him to be very careful. Now, this Moses Kuria, in his issue arrogance, as you have read, he says, no, we are not actually spending 1 billion, but 10 billion. That's Moses Kuria for you. He'll chest thump, he will, but in the midst of all that, especially when he takes something intoxicating, he will tell you the truth. And I have no reason to believe otherwise. I think they have invested 10 billion in all Kalou. That is bribery. Now to answer your question, Felaris, that's bribery. Because I've had arguments that, the PSs, the CSs that are in all Kalou are just, implementing usual common government programs like they would. But then Kenyans are wiser. Why are you not implementing these projects in we have 290 constituencies in Kenya? Where else are you distributing government of GOK mattresses? Where else are you, giving out, boats, speed boats in dams, not even lakes, in dams? A dam that is not completed, actually. Where else are you doing that? Where else are you reviving the railway line? Where else have you allocated 10 billion? Because Moses Kuria is in the middle of this particular campaign. So has government allocated 290 billion for development projects in the entire country? Because you have 290 constituencies. That cannot be anything else. Regardless of how you want to look at it or call it, that is open voter bribery. And the candidate that government is supporting, if IEBC was actually independent, because I want to believe that I still stands for independent, then they should have disqualified the UDA candidate a long time ago on account of bribery and treatment of voters, because that is open bribery. And then even the kind of language they are using, but you can forgive the language. But anyway, Moses Kuria called our candidate a chokora. And we are asking the people of all Kalou to show that even if, Sammy Douglas Kamau has been called a chokora, even if you are, that a chokora is a human being born of a woman and should be respected. But we are saying that bribery, IEBC has failed big time, especially on the matter of bribery, the matter of violence, and it has continued. We don't know where IEBC has been. We saw violence that, like we said, like my party leader said, in Malava. We saw violence in Kasipul. We saw violence in Narok. We have seen violence everywhere. IEBC, was indifferent because, of course, they thought that the candidate of government was winning. Now that the candidate of government is losing in all Kalou, after all this, now IEBC remembers, we can cancel a by-election on account of violence.
To be fair,
sad.
Let's be honest, if we're speaking to massive electoral malpractices, right, then why shouldn't they do their work, what is within their purview legally, and either postpone or cancel the by-election? Because you've just told us blatantly, this is bribery. That is an electoral malpractice, right?
Yes.
Again, we've seen not unprecedented, there are precedented levels of violence. But again, a level of violence that seems to escalate day after day, weekend after weekend. So the IEBC would be well within its rights to postpone or cancel a by-election.
You see, Mariam, if now we are holding this particular program, if there's somebody who wants to come and attack us here, you cannot, if you're the one determining what happens, you cannot say that because there is violence from this particular person, then we should actually stop the program. You take action against the perpetrator. So I don't think, cancelling the by-election should come anywhere. Remember, we have 9 candidates in this particular by-election. And only one candidate is being supported by people who are bribing voters. Why would you cancel a by-election because one person is breaking the law? You take action against the lawbreaker. So the issue of cancelling the by-election for me does not arise.
So what should they do?
They should take action against
The candidate.
And even the people, the agents,
And the
of
agent.
the candidate.
Okay.
Yes.
And when you talk about bribery in this case, so you've said boats, you've put them in that category. Gas cylinders, you
Yes,
put
gas
them in that
cylinders.
category. What else? Mattresses,
Mattresses,
put them in that category.
rice, beans,
Rice and beans
and money.
and money.
Yes.
What are you people giving?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Other than hope.
Not even 100 shillings.
We don't have it.
Not even sukari now.
We don't have it.
Not even sukari na
I
majani.
wish we had it, not to give it out, but at least to be able to fuel our cars, at least to be able to facilitate our agents. We don't have that. Even our agents are volunteers. We don't have it.
When the DCP campaign team is organizing meetings and people come and they gather somewhere, are they given anything to go?
No, we don't give them anything.
Nothing. Not
Because in the
transport
first
reimbursement.
place, we are law abiding. Number 2, we don't have anything.
No transport reimbursement.
We cannot be able to reimburse them for transport.
Nothing.
We
No
don't
facilitation
have
whatsoever.
The capacity. We don't have the capacity.
Okay.
The little we have, we buy some merchandise. The little we are able to raise. And so you can see the people branded. But just a little, Latif. We don't have money. I wish you could get some financiers for us. We are not able even to brand everybody who attends
We had a story here
our rally.
last week on Nation and on NTV, in which some local people were now being asked, what kind of goodies are you seeing being flashed around here? So, of course, those in government, the UDA candidate, they claim, they allege that the people, when they attend the meetings for the UDA candidate and preparations, they're given a lot of money. Was it up to 1,000, up to 5,000, mpaka 5,000, depending if it's a county meeting or a smaller meeting and so on and so forth. And then, of course, we've been seeing the gas cylinders and the mattresses being given and so on. But they also say that even on the DCP, when you attend a meeting, huwezi toka na bila kakitu.
Yeah. To be fair, there was
Are you saying
one
that
guy,
there is no kakitu being given by DCP?
Yeah, there was one fella who was he had the 2 hats za kila mtu.
Oh, yes.
Alikuwa anasema ukiona wanakuja wa UDA unavaa yao,
yellow.
unaenda unachukua kitu yako. Unatoa,
Unavaa green.
you go to the next rally. We make
That's a
good money
smart
in a
man.
day. Yeah, smart man.
I think this is my response for that, Mario. That why this guy is holding some 2 capes, UDA and
DCP.
is because at heart he's DCP and doesn't want to disappoint people who know him. Because generally people in all Kalou are DCP, but UDA for the money. So that's the reason.
Okay.
Nobody would expect. By the way, where would we get the money?
you tell us.
Let's take your word for it for now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just advance this conversation.
Yes.
So you're saying that IEBC should take action
Yes.
against electoral malpractice
Yes.
being occasioned in these campaigns
Yeah.
on the candidates.
Yes.
What if they don't? Would that election be free and fair if IEBC does not take action against the candidate and the party that is offending the elections law?
You see, there's nothing much you can do.
Will it be a free and fair election, Senator?
Of course, it won't.
Okay.
Of course,
If
it won't.
an election that is not free and fair is conducted on Thursday,
Yes.
and a DCP candidate wins,
Yes.
will that be a free and fair result?
Where I come from, Latif, we say that goats still feed in the midst of threats from predators, you know. So what we are saying is, we will still participate in this election because there is no other electoral body. If we win, we will say we have won against all the odds because we cannot pull out. It will not be free and fair, and that is why our win. However, whatever the margin, because I can tell you, as for now, we are working for the margin. We are not working for a win. We will say that we have fought the good fight. You know? Mm-hmm. We have won against all these odds, against all the malpractices, against, with an IEBC that is not impartial.
So
that has been partial.
Will your win be legitimate?
Yeah. How can you call
If you win in an exercise that is not free, not fair, not democratic, will that win be legitimate?
Right.
It will be legitimate in this manner. Who is influencing the IEBC? We will have beaten both UDA and IEBC because IEBC is compromised. So we will have beaten them. And like I have said, I mean, it will be a win against all odds. That we would have gotten even a higher margin than what we got.
So
that's the way you must see it. You know, I'm a Christian, and you cannot say.
I hear you.
Yes.
If not a DCP or a UDA candidate, but one of the other 7, one of the other 5 candidates wins this election.
Yes.
Will you think that they have won fairly?
Yes, of course, it will be against all odds. Even for them. Yes.
If a UDA candidate
who is
wins,
the big boy? Who is the big brother?
If a UDA candidate wins?
If a UDA candidate wins, then of course the UDA candidate will have won in the unlikely event that he wins. Maybe will win by maybe violence, or because nothing else other than violence. The bribery is not working.
Well, there is violence.
Yes.
There is bribery.
Yes.
Right now. Right?
Yes.
There's violence.
Yes.
There's bribery.
Yes.
There's intimidation.
Yes.
There's all those things.
Yes.
Okay. You say if you win, it'll be legitimate.
Yeah.
Against all odds.
Okay.
Yes.
But you say if UDA wins?
No, it won't win in the first place.
No.
For the sake of argument.
If UDA is announced
for the sake of argument, UDA can only win the way they won in Mbere, where we, who are in the opposition, elected leaders, could not access the tallying center. So for them, it will not be a win. Because, I mean, this is government. Who is perpetrating all this? Who is bribing people? Who is perpetrating violence? Who is, who has boasted of giving allocating about 10 billion? So, but I'm telling you, the bribery there will not have any influence. If they were to win, it would not be a win. It would be, a stolen. Not actually a stolen election. This time round, we would have a robbed election. They would have to rob.
It's bigger than stolen.
Yes.
You have experience from Mbere North,
yes,
as you're telling us.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So why don't you want IEBC to take action now?
Yeah.
We are telling them to take action yesterday, not even today, against perpetrators, not to stop
and say that the process is flawed, because the voters are being intimidated using violence,
yes,
and there's likelihood of voters being intimidated on Thursday using violence, and the democratic right to turn up to vote is therefore impeded. So, don't hold the election on Thursday.
No, we cannot cancel this by-election, because if you want to cancel the by-election, you are cancelling it because government is losing. You did not cancel the by-election in Malava. You did not cancel the by-election in Kasipul, where actually people are killed. You did not cancel the by-election in Mbere. Why would you cancel the by-election in Kalou?
So proceed with the election with all factors considered. I'm just looking at the page here on the story on IEBC, and it's a case of damned if you do, damned if you don't. That if IEBC came out today and said, all circumstances weighed and seeing the situation in Kalou, we have no choice but to either postpone or cancel the election, they'll be in trouble. courtesy of DCP and the other candidates. Don't know if they share your opinion. And if they choose to go ahead with the election and the UDA candidate is announced as the winner, there's still trouble there. Is there a situation where you'd actually then trust what the IEBC is doing, its impartiality and its independence, for it to conduct a free and fair poll? What does that look like?
Well, Felaris, my answer to that would be, I've seen people go to court, especially on presidential petitions. And I've seen those who lost say, we accept the ruling or the judgment, but we do not agree with it. We, in that particular situation, would accept, the decision by IEBC and the announcement that they make, but we will not agree with it. And, of course, the recourse is going to court. Then we go to court. But if you did not cancel the by-election in Malava, where we saw even a man, stripped naked, everybody saw him. And there was a lot of violence. In Kasipul, where actually I think people died. In Bere, in Narok, where my party leader was attacked by police officers, and it was all over. If you did not cancel in those places, you should not cancel the by-election in Kalou. Because there is something called a precedent. The precedent that the IBC has said is that they have not cancelled by-election. But most importantly, cancelling the by-election is not the answer. The answer should be taking action against those engaged in electoral malpractices. Yes.
Given especially what happened in Bere, final question, what's your plan to guard your vote in Kalou?
Mariam, there are things that we cannot reveal on air and say that this is what we are planning. Because remember, we are fighting a mighty enemy. A mighty, vicious enemy in the name of government. So we cannot, on air say this is what we are planning to do. What we want to assure you and all the viewers, and especially the people of Kalou, is that we have an elaborate strategy on how to protect and guard our vote.
Thursday is just a few days away. We'll see that. Just as we close the hour with Senator Nyutu, Benjamin, a few comments actually coming from YouTube. Benjamin Mukubu says, I strongly support opposition because I have a feeling the government of the day is not led by the rule of law. But I differ with the senator that politics and Christianity are strange bedfellows. Okay. Irene Kinywa says, we only have goons as our enemies. Let's not fight each other despite our political differences. I think that's very true. Dennis Kamau says, the win will be legitimate because the people of Kalou and their vote counted against what we have seen the last 2 months. Okay. Steve Okech says, I know a snake when I see one. Watch him slither his way out of things that are of concern, shifting the blame and attention to a different topic on which he's comfortable with. I think that was on, I don't know which question made you feel like that, Steve. I'd like to know which response. Hey, Jenga Njogu says, hiyo Masaya tweet ya Kuria, nile Masaya mtu kushiba uji. And kushiba uji all of a sudden unakuwa truthful, so no surprise there.
Honest man.
Right now anajiuliza, what did I tweet? Okay. Brigadier Maina says, ask Senator Nyutu, did he decide to support Gachagua on sympathy basis after he was impeached? Because Gachagua was in government when there was still police brutality. I think just respond to that one very quickly because we only have like a minute before we take a break.
Thank you, Mariam. I did not start supporting Gachagua after the impeachment, unless the viewer has not been very consistent in or has not been following what I did. I think I joined Gachagua when it started emerging that there were plans to impeach him. And when I got to understand why people wanted him out of government, and I had very convincing reasons why I joined him long before he was impeached. And so it is not true that I joined Gachagua out of sympathy when after he was impeached. I was with him. My contribution in the Senate is very clear and it is very well captured in the Hansard. I voted no. And that was after a long, a long standoff between Rigathi Gachagua and President Ruto, and I had supported Gachagua throughout until the day he was impeached. And I heard somebody in another station, somebody that I was with, and says that he said that Nyutu is supporting Gachagua to ensure his re-election. When I started supporting Rigathi Gachagua, he was still deputy president. I stuck with him even after impeachment. I did not know that he was going to be bigger and greater after impeachment, but I supported him even after impeachment. I'm the first person, I was amongst the very few people, because I remember people in our team who after the impeachment were not sure what would happen. And for some time they kept off. I was with Rigathi Gachagua in his first church service on the week after he was impeached. I have been very consistent. I have supported him consistently, even when I didn't know where he was going to end up. I thank God that now he's one of the strongest leaders with a big party, which I belong to.
All right.
Senator, thank you very much. Our next guest is the Deputy Government Spokesperson, Gabriel Muduma, who is also coming to talk about the goings-on in Kalou. What would your question be if you were to ask Gabriel Muduma one question?
I wish I was with him in the show, but one thing I would ask him is, what would his feeling be if he was in government? I mean, would he support, because I know he's coming here to support government programs, government, mischief. I know Muduma, he comes from a county, he's my friend. I know he's coming here to defend government mischief. So my greatest question to him would be, would you still support mischief if you are on the opposite side? Because I can assure you, Mariam, I can assure you, Latif, I can assure you, Felaris, that I would never support mediocrity. I would never support violence. I would never support, blatant abuse of authority and the law, even if I was in government. I would rather be out of government.
Asante. Joe Nyutu, Senator for Murang'a County, has been our guest. Like we've said, in the next half hour into the next hour, we have the Deputy Government Spokesperson, Gabriel Muduma. Keep it here for that.